Hey guys, Mustached here to review the movie Heads of State. So I've seen the trailer for this a few times, and even from the get-go, obviously, we are following some political stuff. Political action, as it were. So yeah, that should be fun to review. But hey, I review movies that come out, what can I say? And this just happened to come out, so, you know. Anyway, I'll try to review it as objectively as possible. And we start with what appears to be, I guess it's somewhere in Spain, I think, a group of citizens throwing tomatoes at each other in an annual food fight as some sort of celebration. As this seems to be also a undercover story that this crew FBI intelligence agency is looking into to hunt some potential guy down. There are decoys at play, and eventually the sniper of the said group gets killed by one of the this co-opted, found out, fight. Point being is the team gets obliterated with the exception of the FBI agent named, I believe her name was Noelle, who manages to fight her way back a little bit, gets shot in the chest but had a bulletproof vest on. We cut to London and we learn more about our alternative world where John Cena is the President of the United States, though he bears a striking resemblance in that he was a celebrity that turned into a president. So, akin to what we have now, except not racist, I suppose. John Cena's character is not a racist, to be clear. Anyway. Point being is that he is meeting with the ambassador. So it's President something Danger, I believe his presidential or star name is, and Sam. So the two hold a double press conference where there's little confrontational air mentioned as they learn of the attack that had happened, and our president currently wants to keep things on the down low, but then the Prime Minister Sam asks the question of the one who got the scoop anyway. So they put on their smiley faces as they head into a big old jet. However, it is here that the two, their plane as a whole gets attacked. Thus, the two of them are the only two, presumably, to escape alive. Though the news has already spread that the two are considered dead, and the VP of the US has become the president, as would be dictated. So, kind of what happened without the near-death experience in real life, except, one party complained about it in real life. But hey, again, I'm being vague on the politics here, outside the obvious, racism comment from earlier. But, trying to make the separation from the president in the movie and the president that we have to deal with. Oh, there goes another one. Anyway. So, Sam drops the president down from his little, because they escaped via parachutes, and they begin to move into the deeper into the forest. But they move into a street corner where they get ready to hotwire a car, but the group catches them before they can scoop away. So a fight breaks out, and eventually a woman with a shotgun enter our first convenience. And boy, there are a lot of conveniences in this movie. Comes in and scares the crew away after a messy fight, which I suppose is something to compliment this movie, is that, these two aren't portrayed. Well, they do eventually get portrayed as the action hero, as it were, but, the fight is very messy, as, these aren't trained Marines by comparison, they're presidents. Though Sam actually does seem to have some previous experience, based on the info he shares throughout the movie. Anywho, so she knew who the woman who picked them up, who knew both of them were, but the info is getting leaked all over the place, and this is causing NATO to want to break up. Considering how bad things are running in this alternate timeline. But the baddies aren't quite done. They want the president and Sam dead, so they run into where they've moved into, which is like this little house that is protected by this guy who the president apparently knows. He holds them off with some counter C4 striking, using the camera to hit them behind the walls and so on and so forth. But his tricks start to come to a close, and is killed in the process, sacrificing himself so that the president and the minister can live on. So the two head outside to meet up with Noelle, who gets into them via a car. I don't know how she found them exactly. You can probably consider this convenience number 3 already at this juncture, though. We learn that the antagonist's son died or something. I guess it's like his motivation, I think. It was a little hard to follow at this. The bad guy's plot a little bit harder anyway. But the two of them board a train, with Noelle acting as protection, and two men proceed to shoot each other as one gives in information about why this is even happening and who's really responsible. It is believed to be one individual, but unfortunately for them, they get attacked again, and our president and Noelle get dragged away via this helicopter, but they manage to escape as a rocket is shot into the building with Sam still inside, but he, as we will soon still see, that he also escapes via a drop. As NATO continues to be at risk of falling apart, and yeah, that literally is a part of the plot, so I just have to say it. So he calls the VP, Kirk, to tell her the update that he is indeed alive. Only to find out that she was the one who co-opted this operation to go this far anyway. So another car chase this time happens, as the two of them, with Noelle, gets her moment reuniting with Sam in a romantic sense, as during the escape sequence or chase sequence, not after it, as the chase even continues even a little after said kiss. So they barely managed to get to NATO, where they try to stop the breakup from happening, but another attack happens in the NATO building. Jeez. Talk about politics. Whew. But hey, I'm just summarizing the plot, okay? That's all I'm trying to do at this juncture. Anywho. So Noel tries to take on the backup as Sam and the President advance ahead to take on the final guy. Sam takes a harpoon shot as the main bad guy gets a harpoon gun as his final line of defense and a helicopter behind him. As Sam charges in first, willing to take in that harpoon shot, the President grabs a hold of a marble, I think it's like a marble statue of a cherub, and tosses it above the helicopter engine, causing it to crash down below and blow up. This leads to, once, the threats are dealt with, because Noelle also deals with her guy by throwing him off the stairs. To cut to X amount of time later, the two are enjoying at some diner place in London, as the press is trying to get in on there, because of course they're trying to get intel about all the nonsense that has been going on, and that is pretty much where the movie ends. And that was Heads of State. There are, again, a few conveniences to help our characters along. There are a few character growth moments here and there. Perhaps a little bit of a criticism about the America First movement in this movie. I will mention that is literally in this movie, the VP mentioning being America First, and how that gets criticized in the context of the movie. Again, I'm just throwing that in there because that's in the movie. Yeah, I think this movie is fine. It's like a 6 out of 10 with the conveniences in play. And that's my review of Heads of State. If you ended up enjoying it, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also make sure to check out those links in the description. One hydrate to my petition to help out small YouTubers. Second to my PayPal. We can help support me, my channel directly. And third to my Discord server. Join Collab Shield. Let close to fun. Until next time, bye!